Hi everyone. I don't have much time to explain, so I will keep this brief. What you are about to hear is not fiction. It is not a creative writing project. This is a warning. I am recording this because I need people to know the truth about what happened to me. If you are listening to this, please just listen carefully. Listen to me carefully. I need you to understand something right away. I am not the kind of person who believes in conspiracy theories. I do not think the government is watching me through my webcam. I do not think 5G causes cancer. I am just a regular person who needed to pay rent. That is how this started. Rent. I graduated last May with a degree in English literature, which is about as useful as a chocolate teapot in today's job market. I spent 4 months sending out resumes and getting rejected. By September I was desperate enough to start looking at those sketchy work from home listings. Apex Digital Solutions reached out within an hour. The email was professional. They needed data annotators for a machine learning initiative. The job was simple. Look at images and videos, then label them. It paid $19 an hour, completely remote. I should have been more suspicious that they hired me after a 15-minute video interview. But rent was due in 8 days, so I said yes. The first 3 weeks were mind-numbingly boring. I would log into their portal and it would serve me batches of tasks. Is this image a cat or a dog? Does this sentence contain hate speech? Rate this product description. It was tedious but easy. I would put on a podcast and click through tasks for 8 hours. I should have known it was too good to be true. The weird task started on a Tuesday. I remember because I had just made coffee. I clicked to load a new batch and the first task made me pause. It was an image annotation job. The photo showed a small coffee shop with a brick exterior and a green awning. The task asked me to identify if the location appeared to be urban or suburban. Simple enough. Except I recognized the coffee shop. It was The Grind. A place near my old college campus. I had spent half of junior year writing papers there. I knew that awning. I stared at the image. It was a coincidence. The Grind was a popular spot. Probably thousands of people had taken photos there. I completed the task. But then the next image loaded. This one showed a park. There was a wooden bench in the foreground and a very specific weeping willow tree on the left. I had sat on that bench at least 100 times. It was in Riverside Park, about 2 miles from my childhood home in Ohio. My hand hovered over the mouse. The third image was the apartment building I currently lived in. Not a similar building. My exact building. I could see my car in the parking lot. A beat-up Honda Civic with a dent in the rear bumper. The photo was taken from across the street. My hands went cold. I sat back from my desk and actually said what the fuck out loud to my empty apartment. The rational part of my brain tried to kick in. Maybe the company scraped images from Google Street View. Maybe this was a quality control test. The next task loaded automatically. Video annotation this time. The footage showed the interior of a grocery store. Someone was walking down the cereal aisle. The video was unremarkable except for one detail. In the background, visible for maybe 2 seconds, was me. I was reaching for a box of granola. My hair was in the same messy bun I had worn yesterday. My jacket was the navy blue one hanging on my chair right now. I had been to that grocery store yesterday afternoon. Someone had filmed me. Yesterday. And now that footage was in my work queue. I slammed my laptop shut. For 10 minutes I just sat there trying to control my breathing. But I needed the money. I opened the laptop again. I moved my cursor to the task description looking for an explanation. That is when I noticed something I had missed before. In tiny gray text at the bottom of the screen there was a string of metadata. Subject A2847. Location confidence 94%. Temporal marker -0.8 days. Not image or video. I was still staring at those words when my phone buzzed. An email from Apex. Reminder. Task completion required. We notice you have paused mid-batch. Please remember that incomplete batches affect your performance metrics. They were watching me work. I clicked back to the queue. The next task loaded. Another place I recognized. I completed the batch. All 47 tasks. Every single one was a place I had been or footage that included me. I did not sleep that night. Around 3 in the morning I googled Apex Digital Solutions. Their website was sleek and professional but vague. No names of executives. No social media. I found exactly 3 mentions of them on Reddit. One was deleted but the URL was cached. I searched for the username of the person who posted it. Their account was gone. I still went to work the next day. Being broke makes you rationalize things you shouldn't. The morning batch loaded. My stomach dropped. Every single task was personal again. But this time they were going deeper. There was a photo of my high school. The exact spot where I used to eat lunch. There was a street view image of my first apartment in college. There was dash cam footage showing me walking into my current apartment building 3 days ago carrying groceries. Whoever was watching me knew my patterns, my routines, my history. I decided to email my supervisor Derek. I wrote, "Hi Derek. I am experiencing some unusual tasks in my queue that seem to contain personal information. Is there a quality assurance team I should report this to?" The response came back in 5 minutes. "Hi there. Our task distribution algorithm pulls from a diverse array of public datasets. Any perceived similarity to personal experiences is coincidental. If you are uncomfortable, you may skip them, but this will affect your payment." Coincidental. Right. I hovered over the file names in the task list. A 2847 lock 2015-0614. A 2847 lock 2024-1008. 2847 was me. And the numbers were dates. June 14, 2015. I checked my phone photos. That was the day I took a picture at my high school picnic table. October 8, 2024. That was the day I went to the grocery store. They were not just using random photos. They were pulling data from my digital footprint to build a timeline of my life. A new task notification pinged. Audio annotation. The file name ended in yesterday's date. I put in my headphones. At first just silence. Then the hum of a refrigerator. A dog barking. My neighbor's dog. And then faintly I heard my own voice. I was on a phone call with my mom talking about Christmas plans. The recording was from inside my apartment. I ripped the headphones off. The walls felt like they were closing in. I checked my windows and door. All locked. I looked for cameras. Nothing. But someone had been listening. I went back to the laptop and dug through the portal settings. Deep in a sub-menu I found a section labeled Project Assignment. It said, Behavioral Prediction Model. Phase 3. Subject Tracking and Pattern Validation. Subject Tracking. My vision blurred. This was not data annotation. I was the data. I developed a system over the next 2 days. I did the bare minimum to stay active while I documented everything. I started noticing things in the real world too. A white sedan parked across from my building. A guy in the coffee shop who was always there. On Friday the tasks changed again. I got a batch of images from a Target I had visited 2 days ago. Then a video of me taking out my trash that morning. 30 minutes before I started my shift. I was annotating surveillance footage of myself. That night I created a burner Reddit account and posted a vague question in a research forum about the company. One person messaged me directly. The message said, "If you are asking about Apex, do not. Just quit and move on. Trust me." I typed back. "How did you know?" They replied, "Because I asked the same questions 3 months ago. I was subject A2791. Get out while you can." I asked what happened to them. They said, "They are not just training the AI to recognize patterns. They are training it to predict them. Your location. Your decisions. Once the model is accurate enough, they sell the algorithm to insurance companies and advertisers." I got out before Phase 4. I asked, "What is Phase 4? No response. The account was deleted right in front of my eyes. I went back to the task portal. I found a filter I had missed before. Future validation tasks. I clicked it. A list of tasks appeared with dates that had not happened yet. Tomorrow. Next week. Christmas Eve. There was an image of me at a coffee shop I had never been to. Timestamped tomorrow at 2 p.m. A video of me walking into a building I did not recognize. Date December 15th. They were predicting my future. And they wanted me to verify if they were right. I slammed the laptop shut. My phone rang. Unknown number. I did not answer. At 2 a.m. I got a text. "Please respond to our email. Failure to do so will result in contract termination and legal proceedings." I read my contract again. Buried in page 19 was a clause. Contractor acknowledges that all work contributes to predictive algorithms. Premature termination constitutes theft of trade secrets subject to damages of $50,000. They had me trapped. I did not log in the next morning. At 10:15 a.m. there was a knock on my door. A courier. He left a package outside. Inside was a letter from the Apex legal team serving me notice of breach of contract. They gave me 48 hours to resume work or face legal action. I was panicked. I called my friend Marcus who works in tech. He told me I sounded paranoid. He told me to get some sleep. Nobody understood. I decided to fight. I logged into the Apex portal and tried to access the admin section. I guessed the password using the employee ID from my supervisor's email signature. It worked. I was in the project management dashboard. I found my file. Individualized Behavioral Prediction Model Phase 3. Active. Develop subject-specific prediction model capable of anticipating individual behavior with 95% accuracy. Methodology. Subject performs data annotation on their own behavioral data without knowledge of subject identity. They knew I was annotating myself. I scrolled down. Subject A2847. Model accuracy 91%. And at the bottom. Phase 4 protocol. Real-time validation and intervention testing. Active. Test models' predictive capabilities by introducing stress variables. Intervention examples. Unexpected visitors. Forced decision points. Legal threats. The courier. The emails. They were not just threats. They were tests. They were manipulating me to see if I would react exactly how the AI predicted. And I had. Suddenly a red alert flashed on the screen. Subject has accessed unauthorized systems. Initiate Phase 4 protocol immediately. My webcam turned on. A chat window opened. It showed my own face staring back at me. Text appeared. Hello subject A2847. We need to talk. I threw the laptop across the room. My phone buzzed. A notification from the Apex app which I had never installed. Predicted action. Subject will attempt to flee. Probability 97%. Destination. Parents' residence in Ohio. They knew exactly where I would go. Another notification. Recommendation. Remain in residence. All other paths lead to contract enforcement. I was trapped. Not by bars but by my own predictability. That evening my broken laptop chimed. A video call from Derek. I answered it. Derek looked calm. He told me I should be proud. He said, "Do you know what you have built? A prediction model with over 90% accuracy." I told him it was illegal. He said, "It is completely legal. You consented to data collection when you signed up for social media. When you used your phone. We just aggregated the data you gave away for free." I asked about the audio recording. He said, "You granted microphone permission when you installed our app. You did it while distracted on the phone with your mother. The model predicted you would not read the terms of service." It was right. He gave me a choice. Accept a $20,000 bonus and sign a final non-disclosure agreement. Or refuse and they would sue me for damages and sell my behavioral model to anyone who wanted it. He told me I was subject number 2847. I asked what happened to the others. He said most took the money. Some had trouble living with the knowledge that they were completely predictable. He gave me until midnight to decide. It is 11:55 p.m. now. I am sitting in front of the exit interview form. A notification just popped up on my phone. Predicted action. Subject will accept exit terms. Probability 87.4%. They think they know what I will do. But 87% is not 100%. The terrifying part is that I logged into the portal one last time just to see. There was one final task in my queue. A video file labeled Final Validation. The date is today. The time is 30 minutes from now. I clicked play. The video shows me sitting at this desk typing. It shows me typing these exact words. And below the video is the question. Will subject comply with predicted behavior and complete this text? Yes or a no? My hands are shaking so badly I can barely hold the mouse. But I know what I am going to select. And so do they. They have always known.